Hello, hello. Hi, Crafting with Orchid. How are you? Can you hear me, Crafting? Okay, cool, cool. So tonight I said I wanted to do a little something a little bit different because I know I've been talking about mental health. So I want to break it up a little bit. And I really got a lot of funny military stories. Some are even embarrassing as hell. And I'm just like, but when I look back on it, I laugh. I'm like, really? What was you thinking, child? I'm trying to see if anybody else is going to sneak up in here. Um, but like I said, I just want to break it up a little bit, and you know, add some funnies to it. Um, I know, I know, right? I'm like, oh dear. Well, I know this one story. Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to laugh at stuff sometimes. You just have to, because if we stay stuck in that place, it seems like the situation is worse than it actually is. You know, I don't know about fibro. I don't have fibro, um, but I can only imagine. You know, but, you know, we have to laugh at ourselves sometimes. Because a lot of times, like one day because I took the yellow. I had to take a school bus to my high school because it was just too far away for me to walk. So, and it was like it was during the winter time, but there was no snow or ice on the ground. And as I was getting off the bus, the last step, I slipped and I busted my butt on the ground. I couldn't move. I was just sitting there in hysterics. I laughed so hard. The bus driver like, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm fine." I said, "I'm fine." You know. And then when I got on the bus the next day, one of my friends that always sit in the back, he said, "What the hell happened to you yesterday? One minute I saw you top your head, and the next minute you just disappeared." I said, "I slipped off the bus." Oh, like, no, don't do that. You know, no, no. It's like, what? Well, just like one time, this happened like last year, and I was taking a bath, and I saw this little black thing in the tub. I thought it was a bug, almost slipped and broke the neck trying to get out the tub, and come to find out it was a damn drill. It was a 310 drill. I was like, see, break my neck trying to get out. Oh dear. Oh, but I remember in boot camp because I did boot camp in Orlando, Florida, and we had this one female. We had this one female, you know, Italian from New York City, and she really wasn't that much taller than me, right? So we standing there. Now in the Navy, they call them company commanders. In the Army and the Marines, they call them drill sergeants. But she comes in the bathroom. She says, "Shit, we ain't got no toilet paper." And the male company commander looked at her. He said, "There will be no cussing in this compartment." And she paused for a minute. She turned around and said, "Shit, ain't no toilet." She said, "Ain't no toilet paper in the bathroom. Shit, sir." I was like, ah. He told her, he said, just drop, give me 20. Just drop. I was like, no. We all laughed. It was hysterical. I said, girl, you retarded. She just like, I'm like, no. And oddly enough, her name was Lisa too. I was like, oh, you giving Lisa a bad name, girl. You know, and like at the end, towards the end of boot camp, what they do, like I want to say the last week of boot camp, which is technically our free week. Oh, girl, let me tell you about the toilet scenario. It was, it's embarrassing, but when I look back on it now, I'm just like, are you kidding me? Oh, I have to tell you about this toilet scenario. Oh God. So me and my roommate, I was at my actual permanent duty station. So me and I was living in the barracks. Me and my roommate decided to go to the base club this one night. Got totally shit faced. Totally shit faced. Right. So I had a male friend of mine who actually just came back from surgery in Pensacola, Florida. And we were just so faced. So he made sure we got back to the barracks. And I got to the door. I said, "Oh man, I had to pee. I had to pee." So as we opened up the door, I crawled in my room on my hands and feet, on my hands and knees. Please don't ask me why I did that because I have no idea. I don't know what the purpose that was. I crawled in, hands and knees. He gets me in the bathroom. And then I guess about a couple minutes later, I'm calling for him. He said, "Well, hold on, wait a minute." He said, "Because my roommate fell off her bed. She rolled off her bed and her head got caught between the freaking wall unit and her bed." I was like, "Oh dear." Right. And so he's like, "What?" I said, "I think I went potty on myself." And I'm sitting on the floor in pee. Right. So I woke up the next day, noticed I had to change it. I had no clothes on, had to change the underwear on and everything. So the next day when we talked, I said, "How come you didn't make sure?" I know. "How come you didn't make sure I was on the toilet?" He said, "Lisa, you was on the toilet. I put you on the toilet. You fell off the toilet." I was like, no, no, no. I was like, "Stop playing." He said, "You were on the toilet. I put you there. You fell off of it." Like, oh, no. I was like, "Oh, dear God." And then the way that the barracks are set up, because they were co-ed actually. So next door to me, I had a male friend of mine. But the way the room is set in, they had like a fire exit, a fire exit in the room. So if I had a fire in my room, I can go I can go through that fire exit door and go out. And girl, I do not know what convinced us to have this water fight. We had this water fight from hell. And I'm trying to run away from him. And I got into the bathroom and I slid literally across the bathroom floor, crashed right into the fire exit door. It came open. I said, no. He said, no. Like that. I said, stop playing. Oh dear. Hi, Cindy. How are you? Girl, I was like, no. I mean, it was to see it, it looked like I was sliding into home base. I mean, I literally slipped and fell in the water and just went, oh, that was hysterical. I said, no, stop playing. And I tell these stories, you know, I know Cindy, you weren't here. Um, but I was just saying, I was going to break it up a little bit by telling little funny military stories, even things outside of the military, because you know, sometimes I can be a little batshit crazy, and I do some things that makes me wanna. I'm doing good, Cindy. I'm doing good. That makes me wanna give myself the side eye and be like, "What was that?" You know. Um, and in my house, like I have steps, right? I have like 13 steps. I don't know what the hell happened. I fell down the last two, three steps, and my ass wound up in the printer paper box. I was like, wait, what? In the paper, printer paper. I know. Oh dear. It was, I was like, really? You know, I, I have my, I have my absent-minded professor routine where a couple of weeks ago I went to turn on my hot iron brush to do my hair after I washed it, and I turned it on and I go in my room and I sat there for like 10, 15 minutes to let it get hot. I go in the bathroom and I go to put the thing on, and while trying to figure out why my hair was still cold, because I never turned the bitch on. I plugged it in, I never turned it on. Like, no, wait, what? Oh dear. I'm like, wow, wow. I'm like, really, really, really. So I have a friend of mine that when I told the story to, he turned around, he said, Lisa, you okay? I was like, oh, shut up. I'm fine. I just had an absent-minded professor for a minute. Oh, and don't even get me started on him. The can opener routine. This, I think when I tell a story, it's something that you really have to be there for because it was like, oh my God. So I get this can opener, right? Just got it. Can't figure out how to work it. The bitch won't do what I needed to do. And so I told my friend downstairs, he said, well, bring it downstairs and let me see what's going on. So I said, okay. So I brought the can opener downstairs, and he looking. About 3 minutes into him looking, he said, Lisa, I said, huh? He said, did you plug it in? I was like, what? It was an electric can opener. I didn't plug it in. Oh, I was like, no. So we have this running joke whenever we talk to each other. Like I had to get a new electric can opener, and I told him, I said, "Don't worry, this time I learned to plug it in." Oh dear! I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm glad that I wanted to make tonight a fun night. I didn't want to make it overly heavy because I also do. I started doing podcasts. Like I try to do it during the weekend. So I do podcasts, you know. Now, I mean, I'm gonna still do this, but I want to break it up a little bit, break up the monotony, because I know talking about serious stuff, you need to lighten the mood a little bit. But I was like, He said, what is wrong with you? Leave me alone. He said, no. I said, oh dear. Oh, my military. I mean, and let me tell you something. I've been in boot camp all of literally 5 minutes. Five. And there had to been like, I want to say about 15, 20 of us in the barracks in my company. Literally been in there 5 minutes. And my mail company commander knew my name like the back of his hand. I was like, you know what? I was always getting in trouble for some dumb shit. You know, I was always getting in trouble for usually not making my bed right. I always put the cat head down when it should be cat head up. And I was like, ugh. So the first time is like the first, I want to say within the first week we were there, we were getting our working uniform, which consisted of long sleeve denim shirts, t-shirt, dungarees. No, Cindy. Oh dear. I said, and this man knew my name. I said, and so like the last our last inspection, of boot camp, um, they had us in our dress uniforms, and we had to know the ranks of different uh like E1, E2, E3. We had to know what each uh symbol stood for the ranks. And so we were running around the night before. We quizzing each other on who's who and what's what. And so when the inspection came, I didn't know I made the bed right. Right. So mail company commander, after all was said and done, he had us online and he just walked down the line and he just stopped and looked at me. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do now? Great. He said, Spencer, do me a favor. I want you to put your arm out like this. So I extended my arm. He said, now put your hands in a C cup. And I put my hand in a C cup. He said, now put it around your throat. I was like, wait, what? because I actually passed the inspection. I was like, oh no, stop playing, y'all. I said, y'all out of control. But this one girl who was like who was like right next to me, she was kind of a Miss Know It All, you know. So when we was being inspected, you know, after they went past me, they did her. And when they asked to the ring, I'm like, oh my God. I said, I knew it. And I'm like, girl. And she did not know. I mean, she knew, but I think she had a brain freeze or something. I was like, oh. And I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't even whisper it to her. I couldn't say anything to her. Uh, you know, and I talk a lot about, you know, my mom. And a lot of people always ask me, Lisa, where you get your sense of humor from? I said, my mother. And I'm gonna tell you, one day, I was going into I was going into her room because I wanted to ask her something. And as I go into her room, the woman is literally leaned over the side of the bed. And I'm sitting there going, do I dare or do I just walk away and just come back to whatever I want to ask her later? I do I dare? And so I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? She said, I'm looking. I said, looking for what? She said, I'm looking for the little man under my bed. And I was like, no. See, no. No, no. I knew the minute the words flew out my mouth, I knew that was an oopsie daisy, you know. And then she's like, you want to ask me? I said, no, no, I don't want to ask you nothing now. Sorry. No, no, no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Because you looking for a little man under your bed. No, no, no. So, I get a lot of my sense of humor. And like, one day, this is when the walk-ins were out, and I was in the kitchen and I was doing dishes and I had my headphones on and I was jamming out, listening to music, just jamming. All of a sudden, I see something out the corner of my eye that was black. I looked over. The woman is crawling on her hands and knees with her black panties on her head, scared the hell out of me. I said, "No, I can't do it. I can't do it with you." Scared the hell out of me. I was like, no, no. And she runs in her room, stretched out on the bed in hysterics. Like that was the funniest thing since sliced bread. I don't know. So um, I'm like, I can't. And like when my sister would come through, because my sister had moved out, she was living with her fiance, and the three of us could be in the living room watching TV. Nobody saying nothing, all involved with the TV, with this program on TV. And my mother would automatically, out of nowhere, turn to my sister and say, don't you owe me some money? I said, oh dear. So at that point, I just get up and move. I'm like, no, here we go. And then them two go back and forth. I was like, I can't do a job. Oh God. Stories for days. Stories for days. You know? So, how is everybody else doing out there? You know, I was like, dear Lord, and people that know me, that really know me, they're like, girl, you that shit crazy. I said, well, yeah, I know that. Stop telling me something I already know. I know I'm batshit crazy. You know, but then I don't have a lot of people fucking with me either because they know I'm batshit crazy. Don't be messing with me. I don't know which way it is gonna go. You know, uh, you know, we have to laugh at ourselves. We have to. I mean, wow, Grafton. Wow, Cindy. You feel the need to talk, Cindy? Because we can. I remember when I had, I remember when I had, and I've only had like two or three in my whole life, but I remember when I had my first panic attack. It was in the middle of the night and I thought I was having a heart attack. I didn't know what it was because I had never had had a panic attack before, and I haven't had one since. Thank God. You know. And so when I went to the doctor, I was like, she said no. Okay, Cindy. Um, she's like, no, you didn't have a heart attack. You had a panic attack. I said, well, what spurred that on? You know, So, um, and like I said, um, I have been, I started doing podcasts now, and I talk about, mental health and the stigma and stuff like that. You know, I'm even starting to create. I started creating my own shirt, and then on the back of it says "Break the Stigma." But of course, I had to put that on backwards. I don't know why I did that. I said, "Oh, there goes that absent-minded professor thing." I done, I done messed it up. You know, I had to call Brian. I got the cricket joy, and I'm like, Brian, if you don't tell me how to work this little mother trucker, I'm throwing it out the window. you know, so he walked me through. I was like, let me ask you something. Have you ever gone to YouTube to look up something uh or how to work something and you come out more confused than what you did when you went in? That was it. I was like, what? You know, what? Why am I more confused? Shouldn't I be less confused? Because I was watching videos try to work this cricket joy. Shouldn't I be less confused? Why am I more confused? I'm confused. You know. So the the So I'm trying to get a handle on the Crooked Joy. Okay, Crafton. I'm glad you did, Crafton. It's been a while since I seen you two anyway. But I'm glad you stopped through. You know, yeah, I think I'm about to take off myself. I just wanted to do a quick thing because, you know, it's been a couple weeks since I posted anything. So, okay, good night, Crafton. You know, don't be a stranger, hun. You know, I just wanted to do a quick thing, you know, um, and lighten the mood up a little bit. Um, I don't do this like every week. I try to do it every couple of weeks, you know. Okay, Crafton. Night, girl. You know, I try to do it every couple of weeks, you know. So, I mean, if people want more, I will give more, you know. But you'll know because I post up the I usually put up the link in a Facebook group. And I'm actually, I mean, I was doing Mountain Castle, you know, more than halfway done with it. You know what, Cindy? I'm glad you're here. I've missed you guys. I was like, okay, where's everybody at? You know, but I know a lot of people got a lot of things, you know, with the big end event and you know the different events that's going on in the community, you know. I'm glad you. Michelle's usually on here. I don't see I don't see her. So, um, but I'm so glad to see you, Cindy, and I'm so glad to see you, Crafton. Have a good night, Crafton. Um, you know, like I said, I know that people, you know, they, you know, a lot of events are going on in the community. You know, I know that there's a lot of events going on in the community, so I don't know if it was that because, you know, I know when I was doing the collab with Sherry, you know, people were asking for it and then I created it and then it's like, you know, so, you know, I got the post, I got the group up I'm trying to do other things too, you know, because in this day right now, what's been going on in this world lately, this is an important issue that needs to be talked about, you know. I see you smiling, Cindy, you know. But I am glad that you're here, you know. I can do it, you know. I'll do it next week. I'll do it, in 2 weeks. It just depends, trying to get people in here, you know. So, but you my little ride or die, Cindy. We know you were MIA there for a minute. It's okay. I forgive you. I still love you anyway, Cindy. So I had this little bit of an issue, you know, that happened about a week ago. You know, and I'm the type of person, if you really don't want to answer to a question, and if you don't really want an honest answer to a question, don't ask me. Yeah, I know. I know, right, Cindy? It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. You know, like the Beatles said, all we need is love. Huh, love you bunches, Cindy. You know, but I'm the type of person, you know, if you don't really want the honest answer, don't ask me anything. Don't ask me a question, you know. So I had a friend of mine, like 20 plus years, and she called me last week and asked my advice. And she's like, "Well, what do you do when you don't have, you know, when 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 you have a friend that I guess don't want to talk to you?" I said, "Well, is she mad at you?" She said, "No." She said she wasn't. I said, "Okay, but then there's nothing that you can do. All you can do is sit back and let her come to you. You know, 'cause she may be going through things herself, you know." And automatically she's like, "So I'm not supposed to feel the way I feel because that's what you're saying." No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you cannot force people to talk to you if they don't want to. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta sit back, and when they're ready to talk, when they're ready to talk to you, they will. You know. Oh, she was so all up in the air because this is, yes, I know my mom too, Cindy. I used to be the most loving and most trustworthy person in the world. My mom always said that was going to be my downfall, you know, because, you know, and I still do. When I turn on the news, and this is why I try not to watch the news that much, because it seemed like every story there's something happening. And it's like, oh, I can't. It's depressing. It's well depressing enough, you know, all this other stuff that's going on. We don't. That's just an add on that we don't need. My mom brought me up to love everyone too. You know, you know, and that's why I don't get how we are in the state that we're in right now. I don't understand it. I do not understand how we got to this state. You know, I look around and I'm like, wow, really, people. People worried about asteroids and all kinds of other things that's destroying the earth. That's the least of our worries because we destroying it ourselves. We don't need no help from from the space or from the earth's crust because we doing it our damn selves. You know, can't seem to get along. We always want to fight and kill each other. It's like, stop. Just stop. All of this is unnecessary, you know. But I am going to tell you one thing. I do have a weakness, and that's the ID channel and Snap. I do watch those and Killer Couples. I watch stuff like that. I heard that. I ain't shoot even the weather, and I'm in New York State, and this past week the weather was brutal, brutal. We talking over 90 degrees, and my house, it doesn't have central air. So I literally had to go out and purchase a window air conditioner. I just have to have somebody put it in. But I'm like, so my room is like a sauna. Usually during the summer, I sleep downstairs because it's cooler, you know, but I'm not doing it this year. You know, I'm going to have somebody put that air conditioner in there, you know, the little air coolers that they say gets oh so cold. Oh, they ain't worth the crap. I'm like, really? I said, no, it does not, because all it does is blow the heat around. Where does it get cold? Where does it get ice cold? I said, could y'all just make something that's actually going to do what you say it's going to do? You know, seriously. Oh, seriously. Oh, damn air. And I wasted so much money on trying to get something that, said was supposed to get you really, it's supposed to cool off the room. No, all it does is blow the heat around. Ah, so my thing is, my thing is, like when the temperature was over 90 and my room felt like it was over 100, yeah, I stayed in the cold shower. Every 5 to 10 minutes, I was in the cold shower. I'm like, "Ugh." you know, I'm like, man, y'all fit to cook me up in here. And I'm sorry if I'd have known, if I'd have realized that this house didn't have central air, I don't think I would have bought it. Because that room gets so hot because it's like in the front of the house, so the sun beams right on in my room. I was like, what the hell? I said, man, one, one day you might see me. I might be looking like a crispy critter. We done cooked. I'll just slather up some vegetable oil, cut up some onions and peppers, and we'll just have her for dinner. Oh, ew, ew. It's crazy, girl. It is so crazy. I'm like, damn. You know, lately, uh, like yesterday, it seemed like the weather's starting to cool off a little bit, so it's not as hot. you know. I mean, still a little stuffy in the room. So I got two of my air coolers on me, but for the most part, it's not. The temperature is cooling off. I said, but it's hot when you get halfway up my steps and the heat smacks you in the face, and you're like, damn, it's hot. You know, I'm like, man. And then the bathroom ain't much better because I'm like, the bathroom's even hot. I don't even like to go wash my hair because I gotta use the blow dryer and the hot brush. And so by the time I'm even get halfway done with the blow drying, I'm sweating. My hair is already wet again. Ah, but it's not in a minute. It seems like upstate New York, we got harsh summers and brutal winters. I ain't even gonna front. I've been here. This is my third year here, and each year, the start of every winter, we get snow so deep. I'm like, shoot. I mean, it was so bad. Like last year, they had the DOT, Department of Transportation, come out and they had to shovel sidewalks. There was so much snow on the sidewalks. Nobody could get out. Couldn't even open. I couldn't open my front door. I couldn't open my back door. I like what? And thank God I have neighbors that live across the street that kind of shovels me out. But when I get to the corner, like last year, it was so. This past year, it was so funny because there was so much snow on the corner. They shoveled me a pathway, but they really didn't shovel out towards the street. They stopped at the corner. So if I had to go out to the post office and go out to the snow, I literally had to do the booty scooting over the snow. You know, I couldn't stand in it because it was so deep. That shit came past my waist. So I'm literally sitting on the snow and literally have to scoop my little ass across the snow just to get out. I'm like, no, no, I got snow in my underwear. No, my ass is cold. You know, I'm like, nope, this is out of control. We got harsh summers and brutal winters. I'm like, and I be telling Mother Nature, all right, that was your one for the season. You don't get no more. I mean, I can do a couple of flurries here and there. I can do the little bit of snow on the ground, but when we dumping like 12, 14 inches of snow, I can't. Oh, wow. Why they complain about your lung? Because your breath's getting too long? Oh, wow. That's not good. See, I have a small backyard, so I didn't even bother to get a lawnmower. I got like a weed eater because it's so small back there. So I just take the weed eater and I just, you know, but wow. So now how you supposed to cut your grass without a lawnmower? That's crazy. That's not right. I mean, come on, man. Really? So not right. Because I try to get out there. Okay, I just did my lawn yesterday, and so long as it doesn't rain, I probably won't go out probably for another week or so. She said, "Buy a goat." No, Cindy, no. Oh dear. I can see you out there with goats eating the lawn. This is my lawn mower. Shut up, y'all. Oh dear. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Uh, it's like, like I said, so long as it don't rain, I probably won't go back out for another week. But if it rains, my grass goes back really quick. And I'm like, oh, you son of a gun. Why? Why? Because now I have to go out there in a couple of days after it rains and do my grass. I'm like, can you not rain? Give me a break. So I have to go out there every couple of days to do my lawn. Oh, that's funny. See now every time I go out my grass, I'm back there to do my grass. I'm thinking about them damn boats. Ow. Oh gosh. I can see it now. My neighbor's like, the girl got a damn petting zoo back there. She got nothing but goats back there. Hey, well, my lawn ain't long though. Go here in the middle of the night. Oh wait, that's a sheep. you know, the girl got a damn petting zoo in the backyard. You gotta leave me alone. Do you want the grass or you want me to have the goats kill the grass? Which one is it? You can't have both ways. Come on. Either you take the goat or you take the grass. Can't have it both ways. Which way you want it? I swear. I'm gonna go out and do my grass and see my goats. Like, yeah. Damn, Cindy. Like, jeez. Okay, so one day if I do a live and you see a furry thing next to me, be like, Lisa, is that a goat? Yeah, I got about four of them. They doing my lawn for me. Well, I see a goat in your back. Yeah, I got about four of them. Wow, that's funny. That's funny. Excuse me, is there a discount on that goat? Do I get that goat half price? Is there a military discount on that goat? Oh, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's too funny. What do you mean I only get 5% off on the goat? You funny. Oh dear. Yeah. See, now I'm gonna be out there looking at goats in my backyard. Like, um, I mean, when I went, I when this season started, uh, when hot air came in, and I had to go to the back of my yard. Girl, like a whole damn forest is back there. Once the winter season passed and that hot air came in, I said, damn it, if it don't look like a jungle back there. Where's George? George in the jungle is back here. George, you get ready to be evicted. Tarzan, stop. Just stop. Go get Jane. Go away. Get ready to take away your homes. I'm like, oh dear. This looks like a whole damn jungle back here. Because I try to go out early. I try to go out by usually no later than 7, because I want to get out there before the little buggy boos up and the bees be buzzing around, you know. So I tried to get out there before they get up. I'm like, uh, I said, I need a sugar daddy to help me with this shit. Give me a sugar daddy. Where's my sugar daddy? I'm putting it out on Craigslist. Need sugar daddy to help with lawn work. Oh dear. Oh wow. You were funny. And I'm putting it in big, bold, black letters and make it colorful. No, she said, "Be my goat, Lucy." Oh, I love Lucy. The goat. Oh no, Cindy. Okay, but then you can meet my goat Timbuktu over here. Maybe Timbuktu and Lucy can get together. And they have a child named Tusi. Oh no. That's funny. She said, meet my goat Lucy. Stop playing. Yep, they had a baby. Named it Tusi. That's Timbuktu. That's Lucy. Named it Tusi. Funny, funny. All right, Cindy. I'm gonna take off for the night. Um, if you'd like me to do this again next week, I'll more than happy to do it. You know. I just missed you, and I'm glad that you popped on here. And you know, next week we will be talking about mental health, of course. But I just want to make this one like I think every other one will I'll make it like one will be mental health, and then the following week I'll do like comical ones. 'Cause I enjoyed this. You funny, Cindy. You funny. Go to bed, dream about damn goats. But this was enjoyable. This was enjoyable. Um, you know what? You make my day too, Cindy. and I love you bunches. You know, like I said, I'll do it again next week, and hopefully you can come through next week. We'll actually talk about, you know, mental health stuff, you know. But um, you know, you could reach, if you ever really feel a need to talk, like one on one, you can always reach me through my messenger. I don't have a problem with chit chat, you know, because we all go through things in life, and you know, we can't carry the world on our shoulders by ourselves. We need help. You know, can't do it all our own. We ain't super people. We ain't superheroes. We ain't got that power. But anyway, my love, good night. Big hugs to you. And hopefully, I will see you next week. Cool. Okay. Well, I'll see you next week, Cindy. It's good to see you as always. Um, love you. Big hugs. Until next week. What's this doing? Until next week. Until next week, my love. See you then. Okie dokie. Have a good night, darling.